The flesh is weak, only the soul is immortal, Johnny, and yours belongs to me. Oh, hey, welcome back. Tonight, I want to go back in time. I'm talking way back, way the hell back, all the way back to blockbuster videos, the Hollywood videos, the video giant, the American video, the Mr. TVs, the mom and pops of this world, where it's not every day that you stumble upon a film that you rented and your blood just runs cold, whose atmosphere and tension is so thick and the headspace is just taken hostage. Right? Few have had that kind of traumatic effect and disturbance like Alan Parker's 1987 gothic horror masterpiece, Angel Heart. Give it up for Angel Heart. This film, since the first time I brought it home from a Hollywood video in 5th grade, 6th grade, I don't even remember, those formative years scared me to my core. Now, you should know that I was not raised in a household where things of the devil were allowed. I never heard my parents cuss or use profanity. Right? It was very, very religious. I was not allowed to watch things like The Exorcist. So wearing this hoodie and doing a review of Angel Heart tonight kind of feels like I've come full circle. Okay, this is really just kind of me opening my heart and talking about a film that I really, really love. And I guess you could say I've always been one of those that really, really buys the ticket into those psychological roller coaster rides in films like Jacob's Ladder, In the Mouth of Madness, Serpent and the Rainbow, right? The Machinist, where the proper headspace, mood, tension, and atmosphere come down to a few simple things to be really, truly effective. In a film like Angel Heart, vibe, mood, tone, and anxiety are achieved through things like haunting cinematography. Now listen, cinematography is just a fancy word for great setups and shots, right? Like scope, okay? Vision, things like that, where the director he has an overall vision. Now, this is based on a novel. This is based on a book, and it was trying to get made for like 10 years. And so Alan Parker really, the vision, the scope, the cinematography that he has in this film is what makes it click. Okay? Really, folks, that's just a film that's set up shot, partnered with eerie sound design and a brooding score that can create real, palpable tension, man. I'm talking the moody lighting, the foreboding settings. These things amplify feelings of paranoia, uncertainty, feelings of like this mysterious narrative that can keep you from ever getting truly comfortable. Throw in some subtle symbolism, right? Psychological tension, dogma, torment, and you can seriously ratchet up a film's depth, immersing you, the viewer, in a world where the suspense and that feeling of unease completely just overwhelms you, right? It just lingers. It gets down into your bones. That's what Angel Heart did for me. And tonight, I want to share it with you. However you found it, I hope you just can take these off. Thanks for being here. The story of Angel Heart follows private investigator Harry Angel, played masterfully by Mickey Rourke, who was hired to track down a missing singer named Johnny Favorite. As he delves deeper into the case, he uncovers a twisted web of dark secrets, voodoo, and a connection to his own past that he could never have anticipated. What makes this film so unsettling is 100% the pervasive atmosphere of dread. From the very start, you feel like something is off. Something here is fucked. And some of these eerie landscapes, they do help, but it's that vulnerability of our lead, Mickey Rourke, that makes everything that is so unbelievable suddenly believable. The film expertly blends elements of noir with horror, creating a sense of impending doom that lingers way past the damn credits and saxophones. It literally drops you into hell, okay? One floor at a time. The symbolism in this film plays a huge role, particularly with themes of identity and the duality of good and evil. As Angel uncovers the truth The film raises questions about morality, fate, and the consequences of one's own choices. The idea that we might be haunted by our own past actions is something that I really wasn't open to upon my first initial viewing. Okay, this might be my first real big noir thriller of note, right? My first big footprint into this genre, and while I don't completely obsess and study the genre like others, I do find this film and its clues to be one hell of a good time. As I've matured, I've spent a lot more time kind of understanding the dark meaning behind Angel Heart and the themes of exploring the fragility of the human psyche and the thin line between salvation and damnation, right? As you mature, as you get older, these things start to become more apparent. You start to emphasize, you start to feel like one with a character. And for me, dude, Harry Angel, Mickey Rourke, I totally embody his character in this film. There is something about the themes of just the human psyche here. Every time I watch it, Rourke's character takes a new piece of my brain. He just unpeels a new layer, if you will, having total inner dialogue with myself about personal demons and evil itself and the things that can only happen if a film is expertly made, which this film 100% is, dude. 100%. It's impossible, though, to talk about this film without talking about a couple of the controversial scenes. A Cosby sweater, right? This film, at the time, back in 1987, The Cosby Show was the show of all shows. And I'm not trying to get myself banned or removed here. I'm just saying that Lisa Bonet was a huge, crucial character on that show. And in this film, she decided she wanted to take on a little bit more of an adult role, okay? And that scene, it's like Hellraiser meets Pink Floyd, okay? We're talking about the sex scene. We're talking about the scene, the blood, the drip, the rage, the choking, that blood, that stuff that's pouring as the pair become one with this mattress. That scene, it unnerved me as a little kid. It unnerved me tonight when I watched it again. It's bizarre. It's brutal. It's shocking. It's 100% creepy. And then when you find out what happens in the end, it doesn't help things. It 100% ruins everything. Like I said, Hellraiser meets Pink Floyd. The wall with this weird animation and blood. Like was it Alan Parker that made Pink Floyd The Wall? Pretty sure. Okay, if this wasn't the final cut of that film, it's hard to imagine what would have made this an X rating, because it's not even the nudity that's weird. It's the quick cuts, the flashing of the woman scrubbing the blood off the walls. It's the weird shots of the inner. It's the skulls. It's just weird, man. It's the sound design, everything. That is a long 2 minutes, dude. It's so bizarre. I love it because I've kind of got used to it, man. But that scene is absolutely crazy. And then there's another couple of scenes with Robert De Niro, right? Louis Cypher, Lucifer. Okay, Robert De Niro's turn as Lucifer is just something fucking special, man. His ability to just intimidate and just mentally undress Harry as he's talking to him, and even his attorney. He has this spell binding power. You believe he is the devil. At least I did, man. 10 years old, scared me so bad. I was like, that's the devil incarnate right there. It's this skill set that can only be attributed to someone like De Niro that can make the devil come off in the flesh like that. He plays it masterfully, dude. Absolutely incredible. Then we got rats, dead bodies, junkies, smashed eggs. When he holds that egg up, dude, and he talks about how the egg is kind of like soul, and he smashes it, and then he rolls it over, and he takes that egg and he takes a big old bite. Burned into my brain, man, rent free. That I've never been intimidated by eggs, but that did something for me. That scene is so damn incredible, man. The New Orleans voodoo, right? All that old-fashioned hoodoo stuff going on. It makes for one hell of a fucking viewer experience, man. It is an absolute scene, man. Legend. Just legendary scene, man. The murder mystery noir part of this film. Now, it can drag a little bit at times if you're watching this and you're, 35, 40, 50 years old. You didn't watch this when you're really young. But as a kid and you're trying to put all the pieces together, this is an expertly made film, dude. Expertly made. So if you're not into that kind of thing, it might not be for you. But luckily for us, like, we have Detective Angel, right? Who was just an absolute natural on screen, dude. Mickey Rourke. I mean, it's a shame what happened to him in Hollywood. In the 80s, man, he was it. He was the dude. And his turn as Harry Angel in this film, I mean, down on his luck, right? Dude that just wants to do better. It just completely, he just crushed this fucking role. I mean, he is such a charmer in this film. He just has this ability to like, he doesn't stop. He's just interested. He's intriguing. He just like walks up on someone like, yeah, why do you think that? Like, he's the detective. He's the private eye. He just embodies that role so well. He just completely crushes it, man. Now, look, there's plenty of other horror films of my youth that are straightforward freight trains that deliver premium scares on bigger budgets, but this doesn't necessarily need all that panache, right? This film has all kinds of weird voodoo and animal scenes and weird chicken feet and dead man's hands and weird genitals. It's just like, it's bizarre. It's the quick cuts. It's almost like this horror New Orleans like music video, man. And I have always had a thing, an affinity for the southern Mississippi Delta, that New Orleans, that everything about that whole region. I mean, this movie helped set that up. Interview with the Vampire was another big part of that, okay? And I have a very, very high opinion of that region and those kind of folks that live down there. And I think, in a way, that is kind of how I met my wife, and she is from there. And I get to kind of like go down there and live my fantasy whenever we go home. And it's just something that's just a natural blessing. It's supernatural for me. And I think this is just such an effective film. If you haven't seen Angel Heart, God bless it. You gotta do it.